A man without self control is like a city broken into and left without walls. Proverbs 25, verse 28 of the Holy Bible says that. Recently, innocent 2FaceIdibia, one of Nigeria's most celebrated musical icons, called himself a toto mechanic. And the crowd laughed. But me, I couldn't laugh. Because beneath that joke lies a truth too bitter to ignore and far too dangerous to dismiss. To admit your flaws is humility. To brag about them, that's not bravery, that's delusion. And to normalize them, that's self destruction with applause. Discernment, that sacred ability to separate wisdom from impulse, is what saves kings from becoming cautionary tales. Samson had it all: strength, purpose, destiny. But he laid his head on Delilah's lap and lost everything. David, a man after God's own heart, fell not on the battlefield, but on a rooftop by desire. R. Kelly, P. Diddy, men of great influence, talent, and reach, brought low because they refused to master the man in the mirror. What you don't control will eventually control you, and what controls you, if unchecked, will destroy you. Two Face is not alone in this struggle, but when flaws become flags and dysfunction becomes abashed, we must pause. We must ask, what is the legacy we are building? True wisdom isn't doing what you want, it's knowing when to stop. And in a journey of becoming whole, or fierce as I like to call it, you need more than talent. You need a tribe, not fans. A tribe, people who tell you the truth when ego screams otherwise. People who don't clap when you confess chains you've never tried to break. People who value your legacy over your lusts. Because accountability is not control, it's courage. And no matter who speaks into your life, if you wouldn't listen, if you won't yield, you will bleed. You will bleed influence. You will bleed peace. You will also bleed purpose. Let's be clear here. Your flaws is not your identity, or your honesty is not your healing. Please. Just because you're honest about something does not mean you're healed or you're healing. And your gift is not a shield from consequence. It's good to admit you're broken, of course, but it's delusional to dance in those fractures and call it freedom. From Fearful to Fierce, my brand, it's about facing your flaws. It's about taking accountability. It's about the things that we do daily or should do daily, the actions, the intentional, the deliberate actions we should take daily to become the person that we are proud of, the person that will build a legacy that our children after us will be proud of, our children's children will also be proud of. Innocent Idibia, you've built a legacy. To achieve what you've been able to achieve, it's not easy. It can't have been easy. You started with nothing, and now you have a legacy, your voice to be reckoned with. But in saying that, you're about to allow your flaws to destroy everything that you've ever built because you've refused to take accountability. You have flaws just like everyone else. But I don't understand the tribe that you have around you. I'm not going to blame your tribe because I don't know them, the people around you. But there are two things here. Either they are telling you what you should hear and you're refusing to hear them, or they are telling you the things that they like you to hear, which is not doing you any favor and which will end up destroying everything that you've ever built. So if those are the kinds of tribe that you have, if the letter is the kind of tribe that you have, people who tell you things that you want to hear rather than things that you ought to hear, I think you need to sit down and form another tribe. And if you happen to be lucky enough to have tribe that are telling you things that you ought to hear and you're not doing yourself out and you're not hearing those things, you're not listening to them, please do yourself a favor and listen to them. Sit down and ask yourself why you built the things that you built. Why did you build the things that you built? Did you build them to have them destroyed by your flaws? Did you build them to last, within your own lifetime? Or did you build them to last a lifetime way after you're gone? Did you build them as a legacy to be passed on to your children? Because if your aim is to build a legacy, if that was what you started from or started with, you need to sit down now and do a rethink. My name is Sarah out of Grossfordner, and I'm the brain behind From Fearful to Fierce, of course. And I'm reminding you, self-control isn't repression, it is preservation. 2FaceIdibia, you want to preserve that which you've built. And again, discernment isn't weakness, it is wisdom. And eventually, the bottom line is, what you're refusing to master will eventually master you. If you refuse now to master that which has been controlling you and then making fun of it and calling yourself a toto mechanic like it's a badge that you should be proud of, well, let me remind you once again, as someone who loves your music and who would like to see your legacy extend beyond even yourself, what you refuse to master will eventually master you. What you don't master will eventually master you. I wish you well and I wish you luck in your ability to discern. And I wish you discernment above all.